Oh, bless me. This is going to be agony.
Main says about you, Moira. There's a high chance you want to play DPS, and a low chance you want to wait through those queue times. So instead, you decide to play support and choose Moira, because after all, you do more damage as Moira than the DPS heroes on your team, because you're cracked, right? Wrong. You might have higher damage, but that's only because you shoot out a damage orb every 10 seconds instead of healing your damn team. No wonder you've got higher damage. Your DPS heroes aren't getting healed enough to stay in the fight. You will never take accountability.
Oh, guys, get it? Moira does damage. Moira does damage instead of healing. Wow. Boy, that was clever. Haven't heard that one before.
Today we're going to be going over what could I do better versus counterpicking, one of the most invaluable lessons in Overwatch. So right here we think to ourselves, what could I be doing better as Ashe? And I think, okay, well, I just used my ultimate. Anna just slept Bob right away. There wasn't really any mileage gained out of it. When I'm getting my headshots, I'm not getting the kills anymore because they swapped to Moira and the extra orb is getting rid of my dynamite.
What?
They are picking against my character at this point, so I need to swap. Who still adds a very long distance hit scan, high damage opportunity to get these picks, so
Lucio.
my front line can walk over them.
Lucio!
That's right, Widowmaker.
Dang it.
So now that we've diagnosed the problem, we should see an immediate change in how the game is played. And you're going to see just exactly what happens when you take time and thought into how the chess matchup works.
Of course, guys. Listen, they counterpicked him with the Moira orb and the Auto Threat of Sleep Dart on Bob. So therefore, the obvious solution was to go Widowmaker and then shoot a lot of people in the head. I mean, obviously, is that not obvious to you guys? How is this not obvious to you guys? Moira Orb does the damage contradiction, which it brings you to the crossroads of the metaphor for the simile, and then you bring into account the Sleep Dart counter cooldown macro rotation. You have the head, the tail, crisscross macro counterfy, and then that brings to the light of the anti-angle geometry deantiflator. And then you counter the Widow headshot 3 times multiplier, brings across the static introduction of the Lumiscape. Which obviously means that we win the team fight off of that. This is why Orisa is OP.
I think a lot of people are trying to defend Orisa in Overwatch, saying that she isn't OP, but do you know about this ability and what it really does? I'm talking about Javelin Spin. Here, let's go ahead and read it. Spin your Javelin to
Here, let's go ahead and read it. Okay, don't mind if I do.
destroy projectiles and block melee attacks, but also pushing enemies and increasing forward speed. For all the damage your Javelin deals to an enemy, you will store that damage as health for you to use heal your allies.
This isn't funny. You're not funny. You're not You're not funny. You're not funny. Okay? I fell for this once. Never again. I know what's gonna happen. Here it goes.
Teammates are damage boosted by your Javelin.
No,
also get a 5%
like that.
decreased respawn time that stacks every time
No,
they're...
it's just not funny, okay? It's just not funny, okay? If you guys want a real tip here, I bet you guys probably don't know this. It increases your forward movement speed and it lingers. So after the Javelin spin is done, you actually have increased movement speed for I think 2.5 seconds after the spin is already over with. It's not a lot of speed, but there is increased movement speed afterwards. That's useful. And if you want something funny, I can jump up and do a jig, okay? There's your humor. That's not gimmick, that's art, okay? So there's your humor. There's your educational content. Farewell. Interview with a Genji maid.
Genji main, and this is how it went. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you want to die right now?
8.5. I tried last night because Anna didn't nano me when I asked for it.
Damn, she really should have nanoed you. That's...
Get off the stage!
That's kind of rude.
I agree. I told her to off herself. And I got muted for about 8 hours after that, but I think it was worth it.
Do you know what grass is?
GRAS? Is GRAS an acronym? The Genji Robotic Action Subsystem. Hold that question. I gotta answer this. Hold on, Kitten Daddy is in an interesting non-job related.
When's the last time you saw?
That was kind of funny.
He gets. Look at that. Now let's see what happens when we throw down 2 turrets. He gets even slower. Now what do you think happens when he's in all 3? Look how slow that is. Putting down 1 sentry turret around the point that they're trying to take, whether it's the escort map or the capture point, that's going to be so much more beneficial to your team than just trying to track it down or hit one with a right click, right? So when you're playing Symmetra, you are also part of just crowd control. And when you call out, hey, I've put turrets around the Roadhog or I've put turrets around the Reinhardt, your team knows that they can play like he's going to be slowed. So that's one of the biggest things about Symmetra, and I hope you've learned a little bit there.